This season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.
What's up, viewers and subscribers? Welcome back to the Coach's Desk. Thank you very much for tuning in. It's another weekend, people. And of course, you know it is the weekend's triple treat. Yeah, man, bless up yourself. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're here. Give thanks that we are able to see the end of another week. Yeah, man, we're grateful. You understand? CC Sports Lab, what go on, brother? John was star. Yo, what kind of Chelsea flag that you have up, brother? Bless up yourself, yo. I hope everything all right, you know? Anyways, welcome everyone. You saw the big thing, you know? The big thing, you know? The big thing. Tappa Whitmore versus Rudolph Speed. And we had talks of a boycott, but we also heard talks of other things happening, you know what I mean? That try as best as possible to ensure that everything is put in place to, for the most part, so that this game will go ahead. Yeah, man, we can't have no umpy thing on the final day, man. You understand? So, people, I encourage you right now to like the video. Just give the video a thumbs up, share the live, subscribe to the channel if you're new, so that you can become a part of the Coach's Desk community. You understand? Yeah, man, big up yourself. So we have CC Sports Lab in the building. We have Jason in the building. Big up yourself, Jason. And we have Ian Campbell in the building. Ian Campbell making it clear in no uncertain term that it is Cavaliers. Yeah? So people, how was the week, man? Talk to them, man. How was the week? Alman McDonald, big up yourself. Big up yourself, Fresh. Yeah, man, big up yourself. Yeah, man, Capo in the building. Well, we hope that he shows up, but Mr. Owen Hill, he's making every effort because he said that he'll be speaking to Mr. Rudolph Speed or the parties involved to ensure that this game go ahead, because you can't have the final of the Premier League, all of the ballers them prepared for it, you know, the mindset ready for shell long it place. You know, the big matchup between Anderson and Stewart. You understand? So nobody now really want to miss this, you know, man. Travis, big up yourself, you know. Pablo, big up yourself. I say week was productive for track and field. I know me not touch nothing on track and field today, you know. Diamond League go on and me not touch nothing. When you know, say, I'm most busy, Coach's Desk busy, you know. But that's how the thing said. You understand? Yeah, man, put a like on the video, people. And in saying that, we're going to be talking about the World Cup money. I saw all the money forward to JFF, you know, people. Yeah, man, some whole heap of money forward. And we'll be touching that a little bit. And other footballing topic, you know what I mean? So we see where Dexter Lambikisa indicating that he's called up to the Reggae Boyz. So in a sense, we believe that is a situation where he's gonna be in the Gold Cup 23. Yeah. It's gonna be difficult for him not to make it. But what Travis said, I'm bringing Cavalier for the trophy. Win, lose, or draw. I support Arnett Garden still. Me no rate Tappa, no time. So me can't support Mount Pleasant. Him and Ferguson fight against my baller Bongo Ranking. Who name Bongo Ranking? Hey Travis, one thing with you, you know. If a man tip on your toe last week, you know, you write him off, you know. All if him tell you sorry, you know. Cause look what you talk about. Hey, Travis, every person you don't like, it is something that they did to you or somebody you know in that past. That's what you said, man. I saw you stay in a Travis. What you say? Him dash your ranking? You need a man fight against the baller, brother. Yo, you're easy, you know, man. Hey, that's why I know the coaching job hard, you know. You see, especially now football. When it come on to Jamaican love talk about fight against this. You know, play the youth, you fight against the youth. Hey, a Jamaican style that still. Jamaican style. Yeah, man. Anyways, let's so when we look for the people, the phone line up and running, you know. So if you want to call in to talk about who you believe are gonna win, it would be good if you call in. You understand? I make we have a little discussion about this. Hey, Mannings, man. If you are listening up, Mr. The man them beat it to the on your show, you know. But Arsenal this big up yourself, Mannings. Coach said David and Ferguson come from my place. When me see him in person, me tell him that's straight. If coach where him and ranking grow up, him deal with the ball away. But that I think in a Travis. Not because me know you come from my show. If you are going to follow, me if you just leave you alone. No, sir. Nah, support it. Hey, once you hire a coach, make the coach them job, Travis. So if you bet, yeah, if you go against Mount Pleasant, nobody go against Mount Pleasant because of not picking a player. Go against Mount Pleasant because you believe Cavalier have the better team to triumph over them. You see me I say? So that reason why you are give to me it don't make no sense. You understand? So Mount Pleasant Football Academy, first time reaching the final of the JPL. They have tried on numerous occasions since they have been in the league, and it has not happened. They are like the Galactico of the Jamaican Premier League, and they went and got the services of a coach, Theodore Whitmore, the former national senior men's coach. And he put together a very good team. And when I say put together a good team, I'm talking about support staff. The support staff around him, I believe, is a very formidable team. And you have a Warren Barrett, you have a Lamar, you have a Davian Ferguson. So I think that is a solid team around. And they would have gotten some top players, a Trivante, Bygrave, Jordan Fletcher. You understand? Yeah, man, some good ballers them have, man. Very good ballers. Some that they got a Ricardo Morris. You have ballers that are more experienced, like a Ladale Richie. You understand? So they would have gone for a mixture of what they would have desired. And we have to big up the Mount Pleasant team for getting the team this far. And from what I'm seeing, the owner looks very, 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 very happy in terms of what is happening. This is what they would have wanted. This is what they would have played for. This would have been their what you'd call it, the objective for the season, to reach the final. As a matter of fact, go beyond that and win the title. And I believe that is what they are aiming for. And for them to be in the final, it's one on the trophy. But I hear Coach Whitmore stating that if 4 more individuals like a Peter Gould was a part of the Jamaican system, it would have really helped the football. You understand? To develop and possibly get the best players one place, because yeah, man. So that I think that is commendable, what Mr. Gould is doing over there in Senton. People them at Senton love him. Yeah, man. The people them rate him. No two ways about that. You understand? And one thing still. Cavalier standing in the middle of Mount Pleasant, putting 2 hands on that trophy and raising it above their heads. You understand? Yeah, man. The Cavalier. And you know, the situation with Coach Whitmore. Hey, this is a grudge match, you know, people. I don't think they are the best of friends. You understand? I don't think they are the best of friends. And both of them would want to prove a point. Mr. Rudolph Speed, head of the technical committee, he would have been the one that would have possibly hired Coach Whitmore when he was a part of the national program. Yeah. And he was the one who made the recommendation to get rid of Coach Tappa. So you know, say it's a grudge match this up every single time they play this season. Every time they play this season. Yeah, man. Every time they play this season, I believe each coach want to win so much, they go all out. You understand? So, all the things set, these 2 teams, I can imagine Mr. Speeder tell him players them, hey, don't make Mount Pleasant beat on you know. We don't want Tappa with more win no title, I say, you know. After we take him out of the national program, he can't win the title, so we are go all out for this. You understand? We know him weaknesses, we know him strength at the Mount Pleasant. We are going to exploit it. A matter of fact, they might have the upper hand because the last game that they played, Coach Speed won that game. I think it was a 1-0 victory for Mount Pleasant, for Cavalier. You understand? But this should be a very interesting one, people. Very interesting one. Sunday at the Savannah Park. No, go good. But of course, you know that the team Cavalier, they lost a whole lot of valuable items at one of the games. You know, someone came in their dressing room and deal with it away. Took every single thing. Sunday the game will be at 7 p.m. Central Time. I don't know, Sheldon. I don't know if it is going to be coming on Sportsmax. I think it should be coming on Sportsmax. Yeah. So, the Cavalier team management staff very displeased with what happened. Basically, they are saying that nobody no say nothing to them. Them just leave the situation like that. Even if they have been saying something. But hear what Owen Hill say. Mr. Rudolph Speed is on the board. Hey, hold up. I hold up board, Mr. Speed upon it. The man is on the board, people. The man is on the board. So, Mr. Hill, I wonder how he's on the board and making those aspiration that, no attention is given to the whole thing of what transpired. Because the man them lose a whole lot. Can't take that away. You understand? So that is how it is. And Cavalier did not show up at the at the press conference. You understand? Cavalier did not show up at the press conference because of what transpired. You understand? And then the game is going to be played at Sabina Park again. And even though Mr. Hill said there's going to be some measure of improved security to ensure that they don't have a reoccurrence of what transpired. Yeah? So that is how it is at the moment. And yeah, really want to see how this turn out. I mean, I think Mr. Speed is bluffing because he wants to go for the kill against Coach Whitmore. He wants the upper hand. You understand? So I think that he's going for the kill. He's going for the kill. And him really want the bragging rights over Coach Whitmore. Really want the bragging rights. So in terms of boycott, I don't see that happening. Yeah. And when you look at the Jamaican Premier League this season, Cavalier lost to Mount Pleasant 1-0 and they drew 2-2. In the Lynx Cup, Cavalier Mount Pleasant drew 1-1, Cavalier won 1-0. So it is a situation where it is even Stevens, because if you cancel out this each and every game, the 2-2 will cancel out the 1-1. The 1-0 on either end will cancel out. So they are going into this final with a clean slate. Anybody win this game will have bragging rights. And bragging rights meaning they would have had the upper hand for the entire season. And one would lift the trophy as the best team in the competition or on the island. So it is a big deal. A big deal. See the line open, man. The phone line open, man. Yeah, man. Me check out some comment. Oh, I go on Mogul.
Yeah, we're there, man. We're there.
Oh, go on. You rise out of obscurity.
Out of obscurity, me I tell you, man, right now, I'm going to Tappa could have taken me out of obscurity.
John no star. It's like, see, we think I ruin the runway now. Yeah, the man, them must say from them here about the SSL thing, them just no
They
see,
don't see me.
no CC.
Mm.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
man,
big up
but I
yourself.
don't
We
know.
glad say everything good and you're there, board. What go on?
There, man. You know, say, me there a pray and I say, yo, and I say, I watch it and I say, with the whole Tappa thing and the Rudolph Speed thing,
Mm-hmm.
when the situation with Rudolph Speed saying that stuff we're missing and everybody knows stuff we're missing and the whole thing about boycotting and stuff. I mean, I think he probably have not gotten any commitment, but more want to take on the more pleasant thing. I think people
Yeah.
feel to understand that it's more pleasant, even though would I say more pleasant ownership probably have the most money in the Premier League, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think prior to this season, Mount Pleasant wasn't necessarily investing heavily in the team in terms of the players that they were buying. And if you look on this season compared to from Mount Pleasant in the league coach, I think since they have been in the league to this season, they have probably made more transfers this season than combined the other seasons combined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Mount Pleasant transferred 12 players, if I'm not mistaken. I think they have 12 players transferred since this season. Plus, they took the management of the guy who was the manager for Dumby Walden,
Don't be holding, yeah.
who went to the final. Then they took the national goalkeeper. Then they took the former national
Goalkeeper coach.
goalkeeper coach. Then they
But
took the
he
former
was relieved. He was relieved of
yeah,
his
relief.
duty.
But I mean,
Yeah.
I was just saying that I think they have made a strategic choice to invest in winning the league this season.
And the physical trainer too, you know.
Yeah. So if you look at it, I don't think when people are saying that money don't win league, and we can look at Mount Pleasant because Mount Pleasant have the most money and they don't win the league. Mount Pleasant wasn't spending this amount of money into the pumping this amount of investment into winning the league. Tell the true, coach. From Mount Pleasant, I've been in the league. Have you ever seen them go at it like this before? At one point in time, I was thinking to myself, what is Mount Pleasant's strategy? Because I think Mount Pleasant was just in the league where they were content with staying in the league and not dropping out. Like, you know, those teams who can win, them can afford to stay in the league. But I've never seen Mount Pleasant had an ambition to win. Before this season, I've never seen Mount Pleasant express an ambition to win the league. Because I've never seen them done this amount of transfers, and even that the type of players that they have gotten, this season, the players are some of the best players in the league. I think they took where Demario Phillips is coming from, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't he not coming from Dumby Walden?
I think I don't be holding, yeah, if memory serves me right.
Brian Grave is coming from Dumby Walden, leading goal scorer last season. Numerous players that they have taken into the team this season.
Because remember them get the Dumby holding manager, so you know, so people follow them because I think they probably there was some disarray in Dumby holding after that.
Yeah, man, Dumby Walden, basically Dumby Walden look like Dumby Walden does dismantle. Because they took Dumby Walden management. It come like is that what Chelsea pull off, take a manager and take a player. But I mean, and take a whole star. But I mean, as I said before, people not realizing the level of investment that Mount Pleasant put into this season. If Mount Pleasant took the same approach from the started in the league, what do you think would have happened? Probably Mount Pleasant would have won the league already. So I don't want people to feel like, say, because you're saying that if you have money and you don't take action with the money, coach, you're not going to be successful. So if people can look at Arsenal management ownership as money, but how much of that money was they pumping into the team to purchase players and everything? So you can see they never take a concerted effort at trying to win the Premier League. Not saying that they don't want to win it, because nobody's going to come out as a big club and say they don't want to win it. But if you don't see the investment being made, then that means that they haven't taken a concerted effort into winning it. So I think that Mount Pleasant took that leap into trying and try to win it. Mount Pleasant not winning it this season would be a huge disappointment. As a matter of fact, Cavaliers not winning it is not a disappointment. Mount Pleasant not winning it. If Mount Pleasant does not win, then the season would have been a disappointment, even though they have been to their first final. The level of investment that they put into the team, they have to win. You understand? They have to win. So, I mean, for me right now, I think Mount Pleasant is going into this heavily favored, even though Cavaliers probably have, wouldn't say Cavaliers have more experience in the final, because some of the players from Mount Pleasant have experience in a final, even though they are lost. But I think...
But Cavalier would have experience too. Remember, so they
but that's why I said that
before,
Cavaliers is going as an experienced team, being in the final before. Mount Pleasant team is not experienced, but the players are going as experienced players,
right?
Having played in the final before.
And yeah, if you look at it from a coach's perspective, who is the most tactical in the situation? Mr. Speed went to a final already, he won. Coach Whitmore went to a final, but not the Premier League, but he did not win, which was a Gold Cup.
But Whitmore went to a Caribbean Cup final and won.
So, yes.
So he has been in this
situation before, yeah.
And then the next thing is that I think when you look at it, when he went to the Gold Cup final, he was on the opposing in terms of when you look at favorites, he wasn't necessarily on the team coaching the team that was favored to win. But if people look at it, I think Mount Pleasant is favored to win. But then again,
based off what? Big up to Qatar.
I would say based off the players.
Our expectations.
The expectation, but the players as well, and the investment made by Mount Pleasant this season, as opposed to what Cavaliers did. But I mean, Cavaliers have a good striker in the guy there. I think it's Anderson, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, man.
And you have Chivante Stewart in Mount Pleasant. So I think it's going to be a good final. Hopefully, it's a good final. Put on the ball and play. And I think this has shown Tappa to come out of himself a bit, because I think Mount Pleasant plays a football that is different to what I expect from Tappa. You understand? I don't see Mount Pleasant playing Tappa type of football. So I guess this is a learning curve because sometimes you fall down, and you realize, what you were doing before, you have to be.
What is Tappa type of play?
Tappa type of ball, hustle man and level man behind the ball, but Tappa's football is not passing the ball, putting the ball down and make the ball doing the most.
Yeah, because I see a mixture. I see a mixture, to be honest, because we see them play some long ball to Chivante. Chivante hold up the ball, or him turn, or him lay off, or whatever. So it.
But all right, look on Demario Phillips.
Demario Phillips are the man will go for the ball and
but
try to distribute. But he plays a lot of long ball too, Demario. He tries to play
a lot of
diagonal ball over the top to Trevante. He have some short touches in close spaces too. But for the most part, I think it's a mixture.
But the way in which Demario is playing, I think Tappa he's playing like a true holding midfield, or a modern, I would say, holding midfielder in terms of the whole link up play and carrying the ball, and the ball carrier, the guy who break up the play and keep the tempo. So I think Demario Phillips is the one who he has his finger on the pulse. So the Mount Pleasant's pace is dictated by him. Right, from even the couple of games that I saw him playing, where the pace of the game is dependent on him. And I think most of the time when we used to see Tappa coach, it wasn't coming from midfield. Tappa type of play was coming out wide. So I think for that, getting the mixture with the long balls and the also long passes I'm seeing right now, not necessarily long balls, getting players to play within the midfield, not bypassing the midfield. I think those are some things that he has improved upon in his coaching style and technique.
Yeah.
And I just think that as I said, the final should be a good final. But I think Speed has proven his point in terms of, I would say, in local coaching, and the fact that he has won the league, he got his team back to the league, and he has played a fair amount of youngsters. So I think people have to give him his credit when he comes, and he's very braggadocious in his approach, when him say, Cavaliers have the youngest professional team and that. But people know, sometimes you will hype up yourself, and by all right, kudos to him because he has done it in the local Premier League and stuff. I think he just needs to replicate some of that effort in the Caribbean when we go to the CONCACAF leagues and stuff. So I think that's the next step for Rudolph Speed and his Cavalier team in terms of what they do in the CONCACAF league. So that's where I'm looking to see that they made some improvements there. But all in all, I think it fares well in terms of how the competition panned out. Arnett Gardens played some good football. Harborview played some good football. Umberline came up in the standings too and played some good football. So
but when I look at it, though, CC and Cataract, Mr. Speed is going to want to stop Trevante, and Mr. Whitmore is going to want to stop Anderson. But who is going to be the trump card? Because if them shut off those two men, you have to look on supply. Hey, Cavalier have some link up play, brother. Cavalier have some link up play, normal,
Yeah.
So me no want to take it. Say, all right, Anderson out, or them
Coach, right now,
Anderson out of the game.
I tell you, maybe we go down to the same situation like last season. Penalty shootout.
Me not think it a go a penalty.
But I mean,
that game you are winning a full time.
A two team that can score, coach, right? And if it come down to it, when I'm on, I don't know if I would want to see a penalty. Right now, I wouldn't want to see a penalty. I would want a Mount Pleasant victory still. I'm leaning towards Mount Pleasant winning because what it would mean for Mount Pleasant, what it would mean for Theodore Whitmore. I think I'm leaning towards a Mount Pleasant winning because I want to see Tappa in terms of win on that stage. Show me that, because I think that's what people were saying. Like, he never did well in schoolboy football. He came to the coaching in the national team. Even though he did fairly good enough, persons were saying that's on merit of being, scoring a couple goals in the World Cup and big name, Theodore Whitmore. You understand? So, I mean, I think this would probably solidify, or in retrospect, in hindsight, the decision to give him an opportunity at coaching the national team. So, I think with a lot of things, it will justify his position in terms of a coaching aspect. But outside of that, I'm just thinking that I want to see a spectacle, right? So, I mean, I'm not too in terms of anywhere it should go. But I mean, I would want to see a Mount Pleasant victory. But what I want to see also is that fans get value for their money, and the two teams play some really good football, put some good football on display, and we just see some of the guys come out and strut them stuff.
Yeah, man. Cataract.
Like him sound lock off, man.
Yeah, police, they can lock off his sound.
You never know that Cataract have been out for about 6 months, You never know.
You've been out for 6 months?
Yeah.
You were behind bars? What, you breached disaster risk management, or you breach integrity commission? Talk to me.
No, remember there was a compensation review, and and SSL matters. There has been a lot going on in the finance world, so I've been a bit preoccupied. So,
by the way, that's where you used to work, CC.
What's that? Hey, easy enough.
Well,
man,
see,
I used to work where the guys recommend the guys who they say recommended. I don't want to say this in a car. People are go, but I've worked at one of the big fours, big four
Okay.
auditor. So let me
Okay.
just not say the other.
I just thought it was down to more stringent security at Bellevue. Why we haven't seen you?
They never want to release me, Cataract, man. I tell them, man.
Where's the Qatar? They hold on for the 16-year-old.
That's that. So, coach, CC,
Yo,
the man them. It's the pink slip derby, coach. The pink slip derby.
Yeah, man.
The firer versus the firee. Understand?
As I said earlier, I know. I am to man.
Yeah, man. That's what I said. The firer versus the firee. You understand? This might go down a Ministry of Labour after penalties. If Tappa win, you know, it can look for some court action. Mr. Wrongful dismissal. But I think there's some undercurrents in there. There's no love lost between Theodore Whitmore and Rudolph Speed. There's absolutely no love lost. Probably the worst relation between two coaches, kind of like Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson back in those days.
Qatar, they say no love lost, meaning say you're somebody and friend, you know.
No, man, no love lost, meaning that you're enemy.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
not an enemy now.
So the thing, but I expect there to be it to be a cagey affair when you go into finals. Everyone is trying not to lose. You're trying not to concede a goal and go behind. And so finals are generally cagey affairs until a goal happens and then the dynamics change in the game. So I expect to see some cagey football with a lot on the line for both teams. You have a heavily supported team from the North Coast coming like Besa this year, you know, they carry the country banner versus the team in the Guinness Book of World Records for the least amount of fans, which is Cavaliers. No one knows who the Cavalier fans are because God knows we never ever see them at a match. So there'll be I expect a raucous crowd of blue. People are saying center will be empty. We shall see. But the white shirts I expect to come in like snow in Jamaica when I expect to see them. So I think that even though it's in Kingston, the crowd and the crowd support advantage will go to Mount Pleasant. I don't know how much that will count for things. And the undercurrent of the Golden Boot,
that will be on display,
right? And scoring in this match can settle it one way or the other. And so, you know, you have that undercurrent. And town versus country. So lots of things. I think it might be a final that a lot of people wanted to see. And we get what we asked for. Yeah, we get what we asked for. So may the better team win. And Mount Pleasant lift the trophy.
Yes, sir. Mount Pleasant, you want to win?
Yes, you know of my disdain for Mr. Speed and Cavaliers. So there could be no way. God help Jamaican football if Mr. Speed win. I mean, management will have to get a bigger screen on his StreamYard for Mr. Speed's head to fit in the little window when he comes on. Because he's certainly puffed up his chest confidently today. Which you have to be. You don't go into a final you know.
So him finally gonna show up. No boycott.
No, he's not boycotting. He was on Manning's Man earlier today. Um, Peter Gould was on as
Management
well.
show.
Show.
Sure.
Ah, God. He was on I Am Sure Sports.
Show.
On I Am Sure Sports. Nobody's on name I Am Sure. And he
Yeah,
said that they would be there.
Get
That
up on a
they
yellow here. See it up on the screen.
thank God for VAR.
Yeah, Rich Paul there.
No, man, you can't talk. Oh, God, man. You can't talk about VAR for that one.
Wait, say is a tackle from behind? Sliding.
Yeah, man. That
Don't-
tackle
don't-
that
haven't touched the ball.
Horrible offense, that man.
All man. Not the ball, okay. But it a lot is riding on this. I know people in the diaspora are apparently excited to see this game. And let's hope that you get a full venue and the football matches up to the expectations.
One of the other things I want to us to look at, gentlemen, is the fact that looming is the Reggae Boyz squad. And a part of the overall squad players would have been a Demario Phillips, would have been a Trevante Stewart, would have been a Colin Anderson. And the team is supposed to be leaving Sunday. How will that affect the two teams' preparation in terms of availability of these talisman that many of the fans, I believe, are going out to see this big matchup? Because if so, for example, these players are gone in a Qatar and CC,
I expect the stadium to be hollow and
right?
full of echo.
Plus, not only that, you know, if victory go on either side, one side might argue that because
Oh, you can't argue that. No, man, that's why you have squads. That's why you have squads. But you know what I mean. The stadium, I think the attendance would fall if both of the leading goal scorers are not present. The talisman. But it concerns me that we're not. I mean, the game is on the 15th, and we haven't heard the 30-man squad to go to Austria to take on Qatar and Jordan. We haven't heard that announced.
Mm-hmm.
So
Rob Smith. Yeah, it begs to for us to really look Qatar that the more things seemingly change, it's as if it is not changing for the better.
The more they stay the same.
It's like it just a stationary. You understand? No movement.
Because look, if you wanted the players released, you generally have to set it. I think it's 2 weeks before they say, right? And so by now, you would have known who you sent releases for. So I don't know what the cat and mouse is, because Wolverhampton put up congratulations to Dexter Lembekisi on being selected for the Gold Cup. So that cat is out the bag.
Yes.
Right?
And obviously other play, you know, when me think Qatar, and I say it already in subsequent stream.
In subsequent streams? You're speaking in the future?
Streams in the past, sorry. Is that I believe the 23 man is already selected. These two games is for preparation for the Gold Cup with these players, probably there would be like another 3 or so players that they really want to look at again. And if they impress, then there might be a little change in possible the squad. That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I'd be surprised if you're waiting until the 19th, 4 days before the match, to name your squad. So I would tend to agree with you that I think the coach has his team.
Mm-hmm.
The players, the release, the game is on the 24th, and so that on the 10th, I think would be the last day for the 14-day window for requests for releases to be sent to clubs.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, man, them thing they go on already, man. Me think so them go on already because as we see, me see it too. Dexter get big up from him agency and him club that he's going off to play.
But the last time one man say he might go off to play and the man then postpone the game. It turned out that's the man no play. I go on get a rock. The last time I saw one player say he might go play and let on a reach and pay things go on, man. Was it the Luton Town player? That team that qualified for the Premier League now?
I'm a rebel, but I think we're past that.
You think being the operative word?
We would hope so. But coach, they at this point in time, everybody in Jamaica should be in high gear because of the various tournaments and the general hush. A whole lull is over the football. We don't get the 30-man squad for the friendlies. Nobody knows what's happening with the CAC game squad. Neither the men nor the women.
I think the two strikers are going to make it 30-man squad, but one are going to make 23.
A matter of fact, we say we spy on our team because we see some video go around, so we spy on our team.
I think Trivante are going to make it 23. But
How can Trivante make a 23?
How can?
Yes.
I'm just saying he's going to make it.
On what premise? Tell us.
On what premise?
All right. You see the type of strikers I think the coach is going for. He won't carry more than 3 of those type of strikers.
What type of striker is that?
Mm-hmm.
You know what? The big burly forward who can hold up the play back to the goal, man.
So you mean what Shamar Nicholson does?
Shamar Nicholson.
I'm saying that Shamar Nicholson can
Corey Burke, Michael Antonio.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. That I feel that Corey Burke won't make the team. Not just me that, you know. That's just my opinion, you know. Saying that I think
Okay, bossy. The only domestic JPL player that I think would have a sniff at the squad would be Kemar Foster in goal.
But I mean, the reason why I say this is that what I've really and truly for the past 2 years, I've not really seen Corbett done anything special for Jamaica. I'm gonna try somebody else. So
No, he does what he has to do. He just run up and down and press the play in the when he comes off the bench. But he's been played out of position though.
Hold on, Qatar. Guess when I use that term, they run up and down. It's like you have no sense of direction. It's like you're under no guidance. It's like it doesn't matter. Using the term run up and down is a loose term that many people use in a derogatory way. So I wouldn't say that Corey Burke run up and down. Well, so you corrected it and say he pressed the play.
Given that definition, I think I will double down on run up and down.
No. So why did you add he press?
Because sometimes he presses the play. But at other times you are wondering what he's doing. But I am saying in his defense, he's often deployed out of position as opposed to what he plays for his club. He doesn't play as a winger for his club.
Yeah, but it seems as if you are talking about the past. I thought it would have been the possibly the last game under the stewardship of
Coach Hardins in Mexico.
Yeah.
He didn't. He had one of his better games.
And that is my point I'm making, because you're referring to the possibility to run up and down in previous tenure, which me no see it in the last game that he played.
No, I would. It would be very unfair if I suggested that in the last play.
Okay.
In the last game.
So you see, his clarity is very important, you know.
But for the majority of games in recent vintage, he's just been running up and down. He presses, but he doesn't win the ground duels or the duels. But he may be playing the coach's instruction.
When you have press scatter, not necessarily means that you are going to win. The person that is pressing is going to win the ball, you know. It is setting up for the entire team to win the ball. And that individually, when you press and close down each play, is not for you per se to win the ball. You understand?
Okay,
it's for everybody to be pressing so that
you're setting
they
a trap.
Force. So that
but then the other players are not setting the other 2 or 3 players that you need in order to set a trap. It doesn't look like when Leeds or Liverpool used to do that high pressing, high intensity thing, where you force the defender who has just won the ball to boot it aimlessly rather than having a pass. But maybe he's getting different instructions now. But I always, in fairness to Corey Burke, he has not been deployed in a number 9 role for Jamaica, which is the role that he plays for his club. So we have 4 number 9s, which is why I was interested in what CC was saying, to see which one of the 4 number 9s you would not be carrying, because we've already cut Andre Gray from the roster, and you have Jamal Lowe, who is a number 9. Like, his trade is as a number 9. Jamaica, when it comes to Jamaica, we have him masquerading as a winger. Mikel Antonio is a number 9, as he demonstrated. He played as a lone striker in the Conference League final, to good effect. Shamar Nicholson is a big number 9. Your quintessential big target man, and Corey Burke is a number 9. Where does Trevante Stewart come in that mix?
So that's why I'm telling you that Corey Burke now at the squad, man.
Yeah, but you so hold on. A player who plays in a recognized top 20 league in the world for several seasons and scores and performs well for his club. You are saying that you are taking him over.
We can also say that. We can also say that Corey Burke got picked already in Jamaica's team while playing in the Jamaica Premier League, not scoring the same amount of goals that Trevante Stewart has scored.
But you could also say that Trevante Stewart has gotten 2 opportunities against Trinidad, which are lesser opponents.
with lesser teammates. Lesser quality teammates.
Lesser quality teammates?
Mm-hmm.
He had a Mari Hutchinson.
I just think that for me, Trevante is 23. Corey Burke is not old enough because he's 31. So he's not like he's old. But I mean, Trevante is 23. I just can see a situation where you're looking at it. Remember, as you quite rightly pointed out, We have similar, basically all of the forward them similar. Probably Jamal Lowe is probably the only one that is not similar, even though it's a number 9, is more of like probably a drop deep number 9, a number 9 who can play in a more, what would I say now, orthodox position, rather than that the target man, like a Mikel Antonio is like a target man, Shamar Nichols is like a target man, Corey Burke is like a target man, even though we have him playing wing sometime. But I think Jamal Lowe is not a target man type of striker. So I think Jamal Lowe is more like a second striker. When you're playing a 2, we have you say you're playing 4-4-2, and you have Mikel Antonio playing as the man in front, and then Jamal Lowe playing a little bit deeper, closer to the midfield. That's so I think with Trevante Stewart, I just feel like he's not necessarily a starter. So it's not like you're going where you're wasting a spot or something, because I don't see Corberg starting. So if he's not starting, there's no harm in replacing a bench player for another bench player. With this bench player, we're trying to say, all right, what can he give us coming off a bench? Maybe he's not the player right now to start in a game, but what could he give us 15 minutes off the bench?
But what I think doing a CC is that this coach wants to keep a core set of players together. I don't think he might go do the change. One game for Corberg and then drop him. I'm not sure if that's the route he's going to be taking. And that's why I say the team and you have similar strikers, But if you carry the 2 of them to Austria and you see who matriculate better, you have to go that one there. So in that sense, what you're saying could work. Bench player for bench player. You understand? But who is the more impactful of the bench players? And possibly that's what the coach is going to be looking at when he get them together. See, Rob Smith is saying that Corey possibly won't start, but he'll be running at tired legs, and it is normally effective. Me not calling a reason boss, you're not a reason boss. Rich Poe, Tiddlywinks, what go on?
Give thanks, Coach Minzy. Give thanks. Good night, panel viewers and subscribers. Cataract, CC, good to see you back in the building. Give thanks and prayers. What go on?
We're there, bless up yourself.
Yeah, man. I'm ignoring your initial salvo, I know that you know.
Yeah, mention it.
Well, if you allow me to finish, I will tell you exactly why I'm ignoring it. I'm ignoring it because I'm not gonna go down that rabbit warren. There's so many serious business going over here with Ukraine and Russia and NATO and all these proxy war business. These little trivial matters such as the non-release, official release of a Jamaican 30-man squad is not getting the reason boss unnecessarily jumpy. I am trusting the process and hoping that Coach Highmar at the helm knows what he's doing and is not going to be jumping into the bag of so argumentative gossip business, and will be concentrating on the job at hand, namely to produce a deep running Jamaican Reggae Boyz squad for this forthcoming World Cup. We've got Qatar and Jordan awaiting us. He needs to make sure these guys are on their P's and Q's, focused on the job.
Rich Paul, yes, don't you believe that in order to see how far or how deep we'll go, we have to have an idea of the players that will be taking us thus far?
That's a very interesting point you make, Coach Minzy. But when you say we need to have an idea, I've heard you already suggest that you believe that the coach, that's namely the operative thing, the coach knows his 23-man squad ideally might be looking at 2 or 3 more.
We don't know.
We have I've heard a few of the possible selections. I've got my own 23. I've not released my own 23, but the key thing is what Coach Highmar considers and will consider his optimum 23 that can get the job done as he wants it to be done. That's the key thing as far as I'm concerned. By all barometers thus far, I think us panelists right here, one, Do we believe that Jamaica are set fair, whoever makes the 23-man squad, to get out of that Group A with Nicaragua, America, and a yet to be determined preliminary 9 group opponent? I believe the answer is yes. I've also believed and get it I understand that most people feel that whoever we meet next, we have a good chance with our squad of making it past that opponent. Now, that's not a given. And this is why, in my opinion, the coach has every reason to not be jumping on social media, jumping to every press conference. Why is Earl Bailey not arranged any press conferences? I suspect Coach Heimer has something instrumentally to do with this matter. I'm trying to see the glass is half full. I don't think, and hopefully it's not the case, that JFF are trying to put in certain players and push for certain players that Coach Heimer is not willing to go for. I don't think that is playing out. If it was playing out in the social media, that would only be creating a more toxic environment. I'm hoping that the glass is half full and more than half full, and Coach Heimer is busy being paid to do what he wants to do, which is with his team to make sure Jamaican Reggae Boyz are professionally prepared, mentally, rigorously prepared, physically prepared to do the very best to make us as Reggae Boyz fans proud, make them, their friends and family proud of what they're looking to achieve. And that will make us happiest, not who's going to make the squad, who's not going to make the squad. That is almost immaterial. The key thing is, who does Coach Heimer and his coaching squad believe will be able to carry out the philosophy, the tactics required to get the job done. It's not a pretty thing, it's not an easy thing. America await, Soldier Field, Chicago, first match up. This is no time for no so argumentative, oh, this man met this squad a while ago. No, this is time for professional business. This is what we've been waiting for.
Hold on. Where you hear that I go on? You hear that I go on here, sir?
I think he's
Hold on, Coach Minty, Cataract, with all due respect, I just want to hear what Coach is saying.
No,
Coach, I'm not saying
you say so. Which player make this and which player make that? What kind of so that is not so.
What is that? And did I specifically say that you were involved in that?
Me no say you say me, but me you say so and this year say you there. So me I say where you hear this so.
Maybe my listen, my apologies. Maybe my Jamaican.
When say you come on, Rich Poor. So obviously, yes. You're insinuating that is here you're hearing it. So you don't want to hear about that. Me could talk about whatever.
Okay, you might be along the right lines there. I know that from what I've been hearing from you, you have been very circumspect, and I salute and respect your circumspect approach to the Reggae Boyz squad selection. I know that there's a lot of itchy ears. They want the release of the squad. I can understand that as a football fan, no doubt about it. But my priority is waiting for Coach Heimer to release those 23-man squad. And the vital thing is the work that they're doing mentally and physically in preparation for the Gold Cup. That's where my focus is. That's personally where I'm coming from.
Okay. Yeah, but no come over here, so not throwing us stone. We know so.
As I said, my apologies. I don't want to speak out of turn, and maybe it's the term. I don't specialize, and my first language is not ignorance. So my apology. Now, let me give you a couple of examples. I've heard along certain grapevines. I've heard along certain grapevine. For example, let me just throw 2 names out. I mean, I heard CC talking about Corey Burke. He doesn't feel that he would make the squad. No problem there. But I've heard that Whisper Richards has made the squad, and he is in the 23-man party. That's what I've heard in certain circles. Now, I don't want to be bogged down in such.
So then why are you raising it in this circle?
Thank you very much. Are you at about it? No.
Are you at about it?
Cataract. Hold on, Cataract. You've raised a very important point, and the reason, boss, is going to answer you simply and clearly, crystal clearly. Cataract, let me ask you, sir, because this is where I think it's reasonable and it's okay as a football fan. We know about bantering and we know about dealing with speculation and football discussion, because football is, to a large degree, about opinions. My question would be to you, Cataract. Would you, Cataract, envisage Whisper Richards making your 23-man party for a Gold Cup campaign in America?
Ono see, hold on, Rich Poe, before Cataract answer, ono see this, the hypocrisy this man come with. He must say, we know if we talk about who this, who that, who this, and we have to be patient. And yeah, question we ask Cataract.
Well, let me answer him, Coach.
Jesus.
Firstly, at this particular subolious moment in time, in the year 2023, 40 years after the birth of Ellie Lewis, Cataract's concern is how I am getting white rum into Soldier Field. Because I have no coaching license. And me here say, that way I try plan. How we I get the white rum in a Soldier Field.
Let me say reason, boss.
No, but see. Let me finish with it. The speculation about who is in a 23-man squad only serves to stir up discord and one bag of something in something that must be known within the next week. So I think it's an inappropriate question to ask, because none of us here have the handle when it comes to naming the squad. We might have players who we would like to see in the squad, but at the end of the day, the ultimatum is for us to win the Gold Cup. And so anything outside of contributing to that, I man really have no time for. Right now, I just want to know who else are going to section 231 in a Soldier Field, come full up the place, make the gold and the green and the black be loud in the stadium against Sam's Army. And that's my thing there. So I want to ask the reason, boss, do you have your hay fever pills? Because remember when the Reggae girls did go out Leicester, you say a hay fever did keep you away from the match. So I just want to check if you have your hay fever pills and you're forward come a Soldier Field, come face down Sam's Army.
I've been taking my hay fever pills. I've been taking my nasal spray. Due to family commitments, I'm unable to be at Soldier Field in person, but rest assured, I will be following and supporting the Reggae Boyz 120% when they take to Soldier Field, and will be looking to get a result, a good result against Jamaica. I say a good result. Listen, it's home ground for America. It's not going to be easy. Anyone who thinks otherwise would be, sadly, in my opinion, mistaken, which is why I agree absolutely, which I stated from the get-go. But let me join you, Cataract, in again supporting the coach in focusing on the job at hand. Now, the reason why I did mention the likes of a Whisper or anyone else, I remember when Brazil went to Qatar in the last World Cup. As a reason boss and as someone who is versed and understands and can deal with reasoning and conjecture regarding football without it becoming overly toxic, I could look and read over and suggest, why did Arsenal's Gabriel Magalhaes not make...
Yeah, no reason, boss, you know. But continue. Feel good.
So I want to know, because sometimes you are over there in the King's country, formerly the Queen's country, and sometimes things get lost in the translation. So I just want to make sure I heard you correctly and I understand. CC, I might understand from him, Rich Post Sports, but his wife take away the card and he can't book his flight for go over there. CC, help me out there, brother.
You don't need CC to help you. You're addressing something to me. I can give you the exact answer. I said I do. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Hold on. Coach, you was talking with me, and you interrupted me, but no problem. I think you were going to allow me to finish. In response to Cataract, briefly, I would just say again and reiterate, due to parental responsibilities, I am unable to make that particular trip, but I will be supporting the Reggae Boyz like so many Reggae Boyz fans from afar, and yet spiritually and emotionally and psychologically, we will be very near to Soldier Field, Chicago, when the Reggae Boyz take on America. Now, back to just briefly, because I'd like to hear from CC, because CC, I believe, in fact, CC, let the floor be yours, big man. Before I continue, because I know you're a Brazilian fan, and we were having, I'm sure there would be discussions, would Gabriel Jesus make the final 20, the final squad for Qatar? Would Gabriel Mejeles get a defensive spot instead of Bremer of Juventus? There were these various issues. We could discuss these things. Of course, Chichi, the Brazilian boss, was the ultimate decider. All we could do is say who we think we prefer, or who Chichi may prefer, and for what reason. We had footballing reasons to explain our positions, but ultimately it's down to the coach, and we are supportive of the team in their endeavors. Now, would you like to?
Me I wonder. I know Weenie, and me I know Stevie, but
yeah, I wonder. We are wonder. Stay one place.
Alice either. I mean, no me in a wonderland. You understand?
Stay one place. Stop wonder.
Bridget,
stop wonder. Stay one place.
When this, well, I mean, I can't even put it together.
I'm a chime in. I'm gonna tell you.
Chime in, CC, because him can't manage.
No,
CC, come in.
We don't have no football show. What is football
reason
discussion
boss,
about?
That's what I'm talking about. Coach, we don't hear it. But reason boss, look at
yes,
it like
CC.
we
Yes, CC.
are having a football show, right?
Yes, we are.
CC is saying that he thinks that Chivante Stewart should make the squad over Corberg. CC is saying that. This is no speculation or no rumor, nothing. This is just we analyzing. All I know reason, boss. This is just us having a football show, discussing that we players who we probably would like to see in the squad. If Chivante Stewart doesn't make the team, I'm still supporting Reggae Boyz 1000%. You understand? So it is just about we saying that a person with a certain skill set and the type of forwards where we have raised the boss. So if you come on, you cannot come on and say and a fire scatter gun and I say, oh, we should not do this or we should not say speculation.
But he must say all of this and him, he must say all of this and him ask the same question and I gone all of Brazil. Hold this.
Yeah, because
hold
you're
this.
saying that
reason boss, hold this.
Because reason boss, you have to understand, say you probably are gonna ask and say, oh, who do we think could make the team? So if you by your own admission say you have your 23. So why did you make a 23? Why not make the wait for the coach to put out a 23? Why did you go ahead and analyze and say, all right, how did you come up with a 23? What purpose or what reason you have to come up with a 23? Now for analytical purposes, so the viewers them and the subscribers them can understand, say, you're watching, we can give a knowledgeable output in terms of who we think can make a credible claim to the team. Me and all right, coach, but me I say I am not a coach, but I'm just saying that we have to understand, say we are on the platform and we're speaking, and when we are speaking about certain topics, we have to have the knowledge. If we come out here and we cannot give credible thing and say, oh, if I just come out here and say Corberg should make the team, but we can't give a reason why Chivante Stewart can make the team, being a part of the provisional squad, then what is the purpose of me being on coach's desk analyzing or giving analytical comments on the basis of football? Because that would mean that anybody can just come and say, all right, pick Corberg because Corberg has played for Philadelphia Union, he has done this and that. You can't pick Chivante Stewart because he has played for JPL. Anybody can say that, you know? But if you can give context to saying it and saying why you could see Chivante in the team. If Chivante makes a team now, I'm not going to say I'm a genius. You understand? Because naturally I'm a genius, but man, as I say, I'm not going to say because I said Trevante Stewart could make the team. It makes me a genius. I'm a genius before that. But I am just giving an opinion in terms of saying that I think Trevante Stewart have a legitimate claim to the team based on the type of formation that the coach plays and based on the type of forwards that are there and based on his age and his form that he's currently in. So we're just giving certain in terms of that. We're not stating who is in the squad from who is not in the squad. I don't know who is in the squad versus who is not in the squad. The possibility of the squad being out, we said there's a probability of it being out because a player like Dexter Lembikisa, his club, Wolverhampton Wanderers, who's a professional outfit, basically. Yeah, man. I'm saying basically his club, Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is a professional outfit.
Hey. Hold on, CC. Hold on. Time out, people. People, thank you very much for tuning in. We're going to end the show because we don't have the football discussion. According to Reezy Boss argument, we don't have no football in discussion.
CC.
Mr. Me, I'm going to end the show. What you going to call CC for?
Well, CD, I know that this sweets you, and that's no problem. I insist that you don't end your show at this juncture. CC, considering you as a man who a few minutes ago was mentioned in the same breath as Bellevue, I consider that what you've been saying is spot on. And it ever has been thus. Well, for the most part, you speak a lot of sense. So no problem. Everything you've said, CC, I wholly concur. No question about it. We are having a reasoned discussion in some circles. And this is why I think in some circles, on some occasions, things can become toxic, negative, unduly so. Because, as you rightfully said, we have our opinions, but ultimately it is down to the coach. So let us engage, and I'm enjoying.
But every time it sounds as if we should stop.
You see, CD, this is the beauty of patience. And this is the beauty of being able to find alternative words and styles and approaches to make clear a position. My position is this. I have not gone to my bed because I thought this is a platform, the coach's desk, I pick and choose. I said this moment, I pick and chose my moment, just as you suggested that you were going in the future, but it was previous as opposed to subsequent. Anyway, as Catcheright rightfully said, but we're entitled to the occasional blooper, but nonetheless, I'm enjoying the conversation here.
Before you say one something.
Listen,
brother.
All right, let me talk when I said. What do you think? If we're talking, what are the merits of I'm looking at what's the merits of, I'm giving you two names, a Ronaldo Cephas and a Whisper making the 23 for you in terms of winning the World Cup for Jamaica.
Don't ask me that.
Let me ask CC then. Let me ask CC. CC, go ahead.
That's not like a press conference. Don't ask me that. Our press conference that.
Well, let me tell you about the hypocrisy of Rich Pro, man. Rich Pro say, if you wait until the coach drop, if you be patient.
If you can handle, listen. Well,
he's asking us about Cephas
because I'm trying to ascertain your opinion and your footballing insight, but bearing in mind. No.
Listen to me now. Hold on. You said on this platform, since you come on, say I'll make a coach. When the coach picking team, we have to be patient. So why on earth are you now asking about players? You should
let me answer the question.
From that.
Hold on, you just asked the question. What we are proposing is, get me now, listen carefully. Let me see. I know you can pick up on this. What I am proposing is not a case of susu. If I understand susu to be susu.
But
What is your definition of susu? I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to get it wrong.
Only be susu.
I don't want to get it wrong. What's susu?
Listen, this are not
break down susu for me.
Hold on, man. Me remember so when you came on, we were talking about Corey Burke, Trevante Stewart.
Yes.
At the same thing you come on and say, you know why you're about no susu. So why are you going to ask about other players again, man?
That's not. Is that
next susu? No.
No. Is that your definition of susu?
That's the man. Come on and talk about.
No, is that your susu? It's not. I wasn't directing at coach's desk, Is that don't take it personal, Don't take it personal.
But you came on coach's desk where 3 big man was having a reasoning.
All right.
100 something man in that chat. And we are reasoning intelligently.
And just come on
and you come on and characterize our reasoning as so.
I did not, Cataract. I did not.
You said you in circles a mere so.
Put a pin in it right there. Put a pin in it right there, Cataract. You're an intelligent brother, so full respect there, sir. You hear that? Cataract, you answer the question. You answer the question right there, sir. So let us continue reasoning. You answer the question right there, sir, from your own mouth in certain circles. That's all I need to say. That does not definitively mean coach is there. So let us continue in the reasoning with the big man conversation.
So why didn't you say in other circles?
He never said that until start bonfire. Say what
which would have then excluded your present company.
Because if I'm I'm with present company as I explained because I joined the panel because I felt I would be comfortable on the panel because it's big man with decent, good, solid, sound, seasoned reasoning.
You said that, so why did you come on and mention, why you're not so and about this and that?
Because in other places we don't.
And if you notice, I've been using the same term, the hypocrisy of the reason bars, because every time you mention something, you go back to an argument where you ask CC about CFA or what. And you say make it 23 pick, make we have some patience. So hey, I only have a flip-flop you have on right now,
No, sir, I mean I have no flip-flop no flip-flop whatsoever. CC, CD, and Cataract viewers and subscribers, it is a pleasure to be in your presence this evening on the cusp of the Gold Cup 23-man party being selected as we approach the Jordan and Qatar friendlies.
Yeah,
I am delighted that Jamaica, the Reggae Boyz, have a good crop of talent from which to choose from. It is a good place to be. It is a good time to be a Reggae Boyz fan. Let us not forget the Reggae girls. Whatever they're going through, they have made back-to-back World Cup finals. We are wishing them well. They've been a little quiet in terms of their preparation, but we are wishing them the very best. But right here, right now, I feel happy, content, and prepared to talk and discuss football in terms of the quality we have on display. When CC mentioned no Corey Burke in his opinion, but he argued and put forward the pros of a Trevante Stewart, I said, respect. Everything he said was done calmly, clearly, non-toxically, beautifully put. If I was close to him, I'd give him a hug. CD, if you were close, I'd give you a hug. As for you, Cataract, what?
Whoa, coach. Sorry to run in, up in the face of the official, but coach, this is a card. This is a straight red.
No. You see, the thing is here, Cataract. There's something called mirth and there's something called
three big man a reason.
Yes.
Beautiful drop in it.
Yes.
Then hook. You know, coach. Coach. No, sir. No,
Have you
sir.
not heard? Have you not heard Pele call it the beautiful game? Cataract, do you want to be in front of in the spotlight at this juncture? Are you mature enough to handle a conversation at this juncture?
But not mature enough for no man come talk about beautiful around me.
Pele talked about the beautiful game. If a goal is scored, like the outstanding Bobby Dazzler, Bobby Dazzler's goal against Mexico, do you want the players to hug and jump over each other, or do you want them to? What do you want them to do? Yeah, oh, sorry. Yes, CD.
Rich Paul.
Yes, Coach Menzi.
May I get a timeout here?
Wait, on what ground, sir? I'm here. You know, if you want to keep quiet and you guys lead the discussion, go ahead. Let's split the ground. Split the ground. You lead the discussion. I'm cool out. I'm not going to listen to your ground. Yes, sir.
The ground. So just
stay
right on my put there. Yeah?
I'm here.
See, I apologize to you, sir. I was afraid I spent too long in the cold.
Just go on while I'm on a time out the Rich Paul. Stay there waiting room.
I don't know my war over.
I have a one night the missus kick him out of bed. That's why he come out there 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning in England.
Man,
the man just come bitter.
Man, get a spike in. Man, a spike in get to that.
But I'm wondering if it's because me say, yo, when him that get for the team.
But CC, back to the reasoning now, CC. Back to the reasoning. Because we were diverted. In the striker pool with so many number 9s, I was asking you what it is that you think that Trevante Stewart brings to the table that is different from the 4 number 9s that we have.
I mean, all right. For me, I think in terms of difference, I just think in terms of difference.
Is the difference new and fresh, or it is just a new player? That's what I'm asking.
I want to say new, fresh, and hungry, because I just think that, as I said before, it's not like he's going to start, because I wouldn't have him as a starter. Sometimes I think people don't justify that thing. I have him as third option, but I mean, with what Corber brings, with what Trevante Stewart brings in, is similar. I think Corber is big and burly, just the same, but I've seen Trevante's hold up play. Yes, he has not matriculated to an higher level as yet, like a Corber, but I see his hold up play and how he scores certain type of goals where I think he's a quick fire type of striker. Not the type of player who gets an half chance and will pull the trigger. And some of the time we need, I think that's what, when Shamar Nicholson just came to the team, that's what Shamar Nicholson used to do, you know. Shamar Nicholson was like Mr. Shorty. He get an opportunity, he's taking it. So I think we have lost a bit of that in terms of our strikers, where they're on the field. If them get 15 minutes, them get half a chance and them still not taking a shot at goal.
But see, do you think, because in terms of being a striker, you can't just be one-dimensional, you know? You have to be witty, you have to be full of guile. Your movement on and off the ball has to be awesome. Do we see that Trevante Stewart will bring that if given the option over any of the other strikers that we have? Because if we're going to bring in somebody, he has to bring something different, some level of game movement where we normally not see with a Corey, Antonio, or whatever. So if we're going to bring in Trevante, it should be a case where he brings a whole lot of things.
I think with Trevante, right? I think Trevante has this, there's this, sometimes people say, oh, this is like an ability that I see with him right now, in terms of an ability that a lot of persons dispel, but it's something that, as a striker, it's a valuable ability. The ability to turn up in positions where there's a goal scoring opportunity or an opportunity for you to score a goal. So even without having the ball, I just think that he finds himself in fortuitous positions where that there's an opportunity at goal. It might be because Corey Burke has played out of position, but from I'm watching Corey Burke play for Jamaica, I've never really seen him in many goal scoring positions. Places where you can say, all right, he can take an approach, he can get something out of this, or Jamaica can get something out of this. But
all right, look from it from on this perspective then, CC. Take it outside of the JPL, take it outside of the Trinidad game. What can Shrivante do to hurt a US, a Canada, a Mexico that the other strikers would not be able to do?
As I said, still not all right. The next, what Shrivante can do as well. I mean, Korea, a Mexico, or USA, you would say, right? A Mexico, the element that surprised them. Even though you can see players and people, you can see players, you can see tapes. But say, for example, Shrivante having not really played at the international level as yet is like one of those weapons where it is not necessarily a weapon that they could game plan for. Because I'm not thinking that US players or the coach really respects our league to the point where they're going to watch back tapes of a player playing in our league at this present moment in time. It's so on a way, but that is just my opinion in terms of that part. And then whilst a Corey Burke would have played in their league, would have probably gone up against players who we will play against in the Gold Cup, who would have probably...
Who would you play against in the Gold Cup?
No, I'm saying that...
USA use MLS player?
USA use MLS player?
But CC...
Yeah, USA use MLS player.
Did we a couple of things? CC, once the squad is named, a whole back room of analysts are going to start analyzing every single player. It doesn't take that long. Right?
Yeah, what my saying is
hold on. There's even they don't even have to go to the JPL. They would pull up the Trinidad game, Jamaica's recent friendly, the Mexico game to do their assessments.
Was he in Mexico?
No, man. I'm saying the Mexico game and the two friendlies to do the assessment of players because most of those players will be there. Now, you see, for me, Trevante Stewart would have had to score against Trinidad in order for me to say he's forcing himself into the conversation for the biggest stage that we have right now. He would have had to...
Hold on, the Qatar. Fresh God, remember, the JPL is on YouTube, and most of the games are on YouTube. Not all of them. Plus the game that was played, Trinidad, remember that it was streamed. So it's on YouTube as well. So of course them can find out them things. Continue, Qatar.
Yeah, analysis and preparation, it's far advanced. And they would have known that they were in Jamaica's group at least 2 months now. So, they would have been keeping an eye out. But upon that point, I was saying, CC, I think to put himself in the conversation, he would have had to start giving us some goal production prior to the big dance of the Gold Cup to force his name into conversation, because all of the strikers there that you have mentioned have scored crucial goals for Jamaica. right? Including Corey Burke, who scored one of the winners in the last Gold Cup, I think, in the second match, right? So I don't see it, and
And
I think
and at the
it's
end
going to
of the,
become. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, coach.
at the end of the day, doing a cataract, there are some things that will match with the coach's philosophy that we might not be seeing, that he might be seeing in whichever of these players. And that's the one that I believe he will select. So we can have our opinion here on in terms of who would want, but at the end of the day, that player has to match the coach's style of play and pattern when we want to see and all of that.
But that goes without saying, and I think a pro licensed coach, he's looking at different things through a trained eye. We're just looking at it with the eye of a fan. He's looking at it to see whether I remember way back when I was watching BBC Match of the Day and they were analyzing for, I think it was Euro 2000 or something like that, and they were talking about Filippo Inzaghi, and they were saying that even though he was the top scorer in the Serie A, he needed 4 chances or 3 chances per game before he scored a goal. And they were saying that at international level, at international games, you don't get that many chances that you get in club football. And I never looked at it that way. I just said, boy, Inzaghi was one of the top scorer. He should be the first name on the sheet. But instead it was Alexandre Del Piero, who didn't score as many goals as Inzaghi, but he was more efficient, or he had a better conversion percentage. So sometimes coaches look at other things that our untrained eyes can't see.
And Cataract, you make a very interesting point along with Coach Minzy there. When you talk about Inzaghi, the type of goals, so when we're talking about a Trevante Stewart, for example, the type of goals that are scored in international competitions, sometimes you need that individual magic, or you need teammates around you who can fashion opportunities for you to be the arch poacher. Inzaghi, when he's playing for the likes of AC Milan, he had players around him who could fashion and create enough chances, especially in and around the penalty box, that he could put away. A Trevante Stewart, I must say, he may have caught the attention, certainly caught my attention watching the playoffs. Those last 2 goals he scored, I believe, against Arnett Gardens, the way, the manner, the quality of the finishes, and the manner in which he took those goals would definitely have caught the attention of fans and no doubt a Coach Heimer. The quality of the finishing, that I must say, I say hats off to Trevante, because before that, I wasn't thinking that he had enough pedigree to produce what Coach Jaime may be looking for. But those, I must commend him for those 2 finishes I saw for Mount Pleasant. I thought they were very well taken goals, and I hope he goes onwards and upwards. But as to whether he'll have those particular opportunities in a penalty area, in and around a penalty area, with the type of play that we'll be producing, time will only tell. And again, as Coach Minzy said, it will come down to whether he will fit into a system that Coach Heimer and the squad will be looking to produce. Because at the international level, experience does count for something oftentimes, and having that coolness and composure to take your opportunities is very much part of being, if not a complete striker, a very good striker. We saw Colin Anderson, for example, in the game against the Soca Warriors. High energy, committed, burly, strong, but didn't possess the finishing quality, and he didn't get the quality balls time and time again to produce. But when he did have the opportunity, he showed flashes of what is possible. But for the Gold Cup, I think we do need our premier players, and hopefully those players can rise to the occasion and give the Reggae Boyz the best opportunity to lift the cup as opposed to coming close but no cigar.
But Coach and Rich and Fifi, I want to just put something in perspective. If you notice that I've looked at the relegation Sunday, the goal that saved Everton's bacon was a wonder strike from distance outside of the 80-yard box by Decore. For West Ham, it was a moment of individual brilliance. First, a pass by an inch perfect pass by Luis Paqueta, and excellent first touch, excellent second touch, look up and finish by Jared Bowen. And if you look even at the game that Jamaica played against Mexico, we got on the table with a wonder strike from Bobby Reed. So I think in the international setting and in competition setting where everything is on the line, you are really depending on a player or two to go above and beyond just the regular everyday production and come up with moments of genius to turn the game on its head. What do you think, Coach and Zizi?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, Cataract. That's why I said, you see, the thing is, they would say a thing of beauty and brilliance. But I mean, that's the type of thing that I think a player he could offer in the capacity. I mean, probably the exposure and the fact that you're playing at a certain level, then that would play against him. But for me, I just think that the element of surprise, people, as you alluded to, you would have said there's no element of surprise in this day and age because you have persons analyzing everything. But I think people still have a tendency to give less respect to certain players playing in a certain league. So even if they analyze it, they're not giving any quotient, they're not giving any what would I say now? Quotient analysis on certain players. So I'm just looking at it from that perspective. But I mean, coach has a different. I think coach is looking at it from a perspective of what he can offer us differently from the type of forwards that we have. But all in all, I just think that he could be somebody that can make a vital contribution. Not necessarily someone who will be starting or anything, but a contribution nonetheless. But I think if as reasonable as I said, the goals that we see him score in the Mount Pleasant versus Arnett game in the last game when he scored the 2 goals. A goals that I'm tell people this. Even though the level of the league might not be at a certain standard, it's a certain type of goal. It's still at a certain. It's like it's still at a certain standard.
So it transcends the type of league you play.
Yeah. So even though the league is not at a certain level, to hold off a player, collect the ball, boop. You see me? To hold off a player, collect the ball and slot it away, meaning that you would have had the cognitive response for know where the goal is. You know where you are, you know where the goalkeeper is, you know where the defender is, and then you collect. So it's like all of that taking place is the time and place where it happens. It superseded the moment. I'm gonna say, and it superseded the league.
I put it to you. There were 2 beautifully taken goals, lovely to look at. The patrons would have gotten value for their money. But there are levels to this thing. Trevante Stewart ain't out muscling Kurt Zuma or Lewis Dunk or Connor Cody or who got it?
Walter Zimmerman.
Zimmerman.
Akanji. They you're out muscling them. So careful how you translate. No, hold on. Careful how you translate things up. He done the job, and you can only play who is in front of you, right? But I would be careful how we start to extrapolate on these things, because when you go up in level,
No, Qatar, top goal, man.
No, man,
It
coach.
no matter which league you play it in.
Coach,
Top goal
I
top
said
goal.
they are nicely taking strikes, but the same to replicate that same or close to it against defenders who are fitter, stronger, bigger. He couldn't try that for Ethan Pinnock. Let me get brawling now.
Him could have tried, but that's why I they asked the question earlier, no, Qatar.
It ain't gonna work on the Man Mountain.
It might not work, and it might work. But what I'm saying is that, and that's why I asked EC the question earlier, what would he bring different to play against a US or Canada or Mexico that no other forward would have ever done? You understand? So if he would have to prove himself against these defenders that Corberg would have played against before, Antonio, you understand, and Boza. So you can't really downplay the goal, because it's all probability that he won't or he would.
But no one knows for sure. But things are relative. You can give an approximation. We have seen players who have scored 10, 15 goals in the JPL and go to Vietnam.
No, we not talk about it. We not talk about the amount of goal now, no, Qatar. Remember, say the quality goal we are talking about, you know. It doesn't matter which league you're playing in. When a schoolboy score a goal, you say a top league goal that him score. Top league. So that means there's a top-notch goal. Trivante score a goal, a top-notch goal. That can win any award in any league.
You know more though, coach. I think I'm gonna tell you what difference Trivante, what differentiate, for example, the other players that to Trivante in terms of say if he could have hold off a Pinnock or a Zuma and them guys. And I don't know what he's eating, but I'm just saying it's just a speculation at this point now. I think it comes down to probably dietary things. If he's the type of player who can say, you know what, I want to elevate myself to the next level in terms of a league, looking to move overseas, then you probably have to invest in terms of to what you're eating structure and those things. So you see the diet that you consume, so you can hold off a bigger, burlier defense, a more sturdy defender in playing at a higher level. So that's the thing my part of it is the nutrition part of it. So I think, as I say, he have similar qualities to like a Corberg, he have similar qualities to those type of players. But I think the nutrition side of it probably the only part, because that comes down to you, and then it comes down to you making an effort on that part. But I think if the awareness part of it, I think he has awareness down. He has the awareness. 9 points. He has the awareness, and he has the ability to find the back of the net. So you have the ability to find the back of the net, you have the awareness, and then you have the positioning. So it's just sharpening things and moving up on the ladder. But in point and time, I'm thinking him starting for Jamaica in these crucial matches. I just think 10 to 15 minutes on the pitch and show me what he can do in terms of coming off of the bench.
Yeah, man. All right, let us switch over to the World Cup money. So you know, say JFF rich again.
Rich badness.
What to say? The rich.
My eyes pop out to the coach, because you remember that. Give the figures, coach. I'm gonna let you quote the article,
right,
because you're
FIFA basically gonna pay JFF.
200 million?
Well, no. 1.56 million US dollars. And that is going to be paid to each participating country's football federation. That is for the Women's World Cup. And 30,000 US dollar for all Women's World Cup players. And if you win, you get 270,000. And a US dollar them.
But that is to come out of that is just for the group stage. If you make it out the group, there's another payment.
Yeah, man. More incentive as you go along.
Based on the television rights. So but how the JFF did make it sound, is like if out of the 200 million Jamaican, they were going to pay each player 4 point something million. It's when I reread the fine print that I understood that FIFA was paying the 30,000, which is 10,000 US per match for the group stage, the 3 group stage games. So it's a lot of money in the coffers. Maybe we can get some names printed on the jerseys.
Well, the girl's name has always been on the jerseys
of the teams. Maybe we can get.
Hey, don't leech for the girls, them. R1 Reggae, R1 JFF.
I think the ladies deserve their kudos. They deserve their monies. And those of us who have always said that it's a folly. If you remember, recently, the chairman of the JPL, Chris Williams, came and made some pronouncements on the YouTube space, the media space, and we took him to task. Anybody who doesn't understand that qualifying for a World Cup changes for the positive the football in your country. Don't understand it.
Money will come in. That's why you need
more money than any transfer.
Yeah, man.
More money than any transfer, because we don't have any player transferring for $1 million US out of our leagues. So kudos to the girls. They would have put some well-needed funds in the coffers of the JFF, and we look forward to the transparency and the audit and thing to make sure that the funds are allocated in a reasonable way. Some to development, some to fix up a field. So my money can go fix up the field in a Catherine Hall over there in Mobile, because it was a disgrace when we played against.
What you talk to Qatar? So much money if you go fix up field.
I mean, some $1 million. A million can go buy some grass.
I've done a JFF responsible for Catherine Hall. Management of Catherine Hall we go fix up Catherine Hall. Or the government if them responsible for it. You can't take people their money go boy and fix up field.
I mean, we said we want 2 to 3 good playing surfaces. So they have to have some investment. So what the money must go do? Buy lounge chair for the JFF?
The girls, them are going to play upon that? How much
yes.
Them are going to play upon that?
Women's football need to be brought around the island like how we had the 2 game. I applauded the JFF for the 2-match series, that one was played in Western Jamaica and one was played in Kingston. The football has to be spread across the island in that way. But whatever it is that they plan to do it, them have money. So we don't need to hear any more about money woes for this financial year.
JFF can't responsible for that field, brother.
And that's they're responsible, coach.
They're
but I'm saying,
you know, money for fix it. Whoever responsible for fix it.
So the before we were paying,
use the money for something else. So we're gonna benefit the girl them.
The girls play on that field.
Where? How much time am I gonna play upon that?
I don't know.
Now that me I say, I'm gonna fix up something for the next man go play upon it.
Oh God!
If you're gonna use it for that, Qatar,
It's not
invest
the
in
whole of the
something.
money, coach. It's not the whole.
Me
You have to
know,
let me say
Qatar, me know.
150 million. That
Hmm?
can build a state. That can build a little stadium, a mini stadium.
Yeah, but them now got something there. Yeah,
Yeah, but
all
I'm a
right.
lot.
You new suggestion. Build another development center for the women and girls. That much better than boy you gonna fix up field or catching all. ISDF or whoever for do that, man.
Well, um,
You see me I say? You want the money spent on the girl, them man. Even though me know
no,
say it
no.
probably I got
The money has to be plowed back into football because the truth of the matter is that some of the money that would have gone towards the ladies would have come from match fees that the Reggae Boyz senior men's team would have earned. So it quite work like that. But I understand what you're saying that some of it should go back into the women's
that would
game.
right, that would benefit them. So like a center, a developmental center, that would benefit the female aspect of football. You understand? Even the women's Premier League, not much now play a catching all. So if it was
But it probably should.
probably it
There probably
should,
should be women's
but
matches
no
in
football
Western
can't
Jamaica.
play there now until them fix up the field. The field is atrocious, man.
It is very. But I'm not holding a hard point. I'm just saying I hope there's transparency. I hope we don't hear that we don't have money excuse anymore. You know what I mean? I hope that good flights are booked for the young ladies for them because part of that money is to go towards. I didn't know whether part of that money is to go towards the like the airfare and hotel and per diems and those things. I wasn't aware if some of that was in this money that you get. Or does FIFA take care of the hotel arrangements?
I'm not sure the one they go,
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure the one they go, to be honest.
But congratulations to the Reggae Girls, because I'm sure all the money would not be spent, so they still, prop up the other aspects of football, and we must always remember that.
But reiterate the point, Qatar. It goes to show again how important World Cup qualification is, because you will get monies in the coffers, and not just some money, a whole lot of money. And if you progress past group stage, more money. So when people believe that, yeah, we're getting players of grandparents and their lineage, it don't make no sense. It does make sense because money is pumped back into the football. FIFA give you money to qualify. So if we can qualify for 3 consecutive World Cup, you know how much money that would have come in?
Real talk.
And if we win the Gold Cup, I think we'd get another $1 million US if you win the Gold Cup?
It's 1.5. Well, I'm gonna read the figure again.
No, but I'm talking about the Gold Cup. What's the prize money for the Gold Cup? Because that is another rich thing. And if we win the Gold Cup, it's not only about bragging rights. That's plenty of greenback, Benjamins.
More revenue.
So a lot is riding on the selecting the correct 23 players, coaching them up, supporting them so that we can finally get the monkey off our back and lift silverware. But even if we got to the finals, I mean, I know it's a lot less, but it's still like, I think it was the last time, I don't know why I have the figure of $500,000 for the finals, the loser, and I think 250,000. So it's money there. We have to go to these tournaments and perform well, have deep runs in the tournament, come out to the group stage.
Mm-hmm.
Cataract, how long have we got, CD? How long have we got on the
No,
show this evening?
we have 30 seconds. And you're gonna use 10 out of that. Everybody I get 10. Go ahead.
I am wishing the Reggae Boys all the very best going into the friendlies against Qatar, and Jordan the very best for the Gold Cup forthcoming. It's going to be a very good 23-man squad, and I hope they're all dialed in to the requirements of Coach Jaime and the talents that the Reggae Boys have. Wonderful being with you guys this evening. Peace and blessings.
All right. Qatar.
Yeah, man. Section 231. The whole of the band them were there in America. On the forward of Soldier Field. No stupidness. It's a Saturday. This is the best opportunity in terms of our talent on the field. Let us get some raucous support in Soldier Field behind the Reggae Boys. Let them look up in the stand and see a section of yellow, gold, and constantly cheering them on. The CSB games, we look forward to those things, and suddenly look forward to a good final. I hope all the players finish the match injury free, and may the best team win. I have no dog in the fight, and look forward to the squads and stuff like that.
All right. CC.
Why? But as I say, with in respect to the money, people for just understand that they're not. I think a lot of persons have seen the transfers that have gone recently around the globe, with Messi going to the MLS, Benzema going to Saudi Arabia, and the money that is in football, the money that is in sport. We can't see if we get the opportunity to qualify for multiple World Cups. This could be our players moving on to these type of lucrative deals, which will which will trickle back down into our economy. Because as you know, Jamaicans love their remittances and sending money to the yard, barrel, and all these things. But this with all Jamaicans committing businesses, starting in businesses, we have seen it with Andre Blake opening a business. Other cricketers, other sports persons opening businesses in Jamaica. So as I said, money in the sport, we qualifying for World Cup. This is a serious thing. So this is something that we have to take a conceited effort,
Serious
make
effort.
a
Serious
serious
approach.
effort to go and to a serious effort at qualifying and consistently qualify. The same thing that people say, Vision 2030. I want people to understand that Vision 2030 coincides with the World Cup after 2026. 2026 is our World Cup. 2025 coming up is the inaugural Club World Cup competition that is coming up also with 32 teams. So you will have a Club World Cup playing with 32 teams, and then a World Cup playing with 48 teams. So just imagine our players playing in a Club World Cup, then going into a World Cup, then going back to a Club World Cup, then going to a World Cup. That's 4 major tournaments between now and 2030. So I just think that the JFF, everybody that is involved, every stakeholder, us as fans, all hands on deck, have to give the team that push from our side. What the little we can do by cheering, purchasing merchandise, showing up in our colors when the opportunity presents itself. I just think that we have to just look at it like not a vacuum, but the space in which it is. Football is a very lucrative part of the sporting industry, and we need a share of that pie. So we just have to just take it seriously, so we can make it better for even Jamaica and add it to our gross domestic product and a contributing factor in our economy.
All right. CC, it's been a while that you have not been on the show, so I'm gonna leave you alone. You take about 3 minutes. But big up yourself. Big up to Tiddlywinks. Big up to Cataract. Big up to all the people in the comment section. It was a good show. Yeah, man. Big up to all the silent deskers, you know what I mean? Big up to the persons near and far. As I would normally say, stay safe. Until next time. Peace. Out.
Your style and your flavor make the city rock. They must say the season come out with a bang. Coach Minzy, best round here. Remember that.